If your habits only work on your best days, they're not real habits. You know, the situation, you start strong, you stay confident for a few days, maybe a week or two, then you miss a day and the whole thing collapses. Does this sound familiar? If you're someone who performs at a high level, but you can't stay consistent under real pressure, you already know that this is happening. You know this feeling. It's not a discipline problem. It's a system problem. How do I know? Well, I've lived that too. I've been coaching high performers for nearly 3 decades, and over again, I've seen this happen. And in this video, I'm going to break down the science behind why it keeps happening. And I'm going to give you the answer that's hiding behind a really weird sport and show you a strange curve that might explain just what's going on. So my name's Alex Paul, and what I'm going to talk to you about is something called real tennis. Now, you probably have never heard of this sport before. Most people haven't. And it's an ancient sport, as maybe Henry VIII gives it away there. But also on the back of the wall, you'll see that weird curve I was talking about, strange curve. It's called the performance versus arousal curve. But what we're going to do first is get into some of the science behind behavior change and how you make behavior change. And in the very first of these videos that I did, I started talking about autonomy, and you can watch that video right here. This video, though, is about competency, and competency doesn't mean that you're good at something. It means that you have the ability to perform at a certain level and get the benefits of being good and the benefits of actually being able to do something consistently. So what does this have to do with Henry VIII? Well, this game was invented 500 plus years ago. It's a sport that I played many times, 10, 15 years ago in the UK. It's a fantastic sport, but it's got some really weird rules. It's got a court like you've never seen before. Now, this court has serving from one end, receiving from the other, has two scoring systems. It's super complex, and I'm not going to go into that here. What I am going to talk about is something unique to this sport. In fact, there's one other sport, and when you've heard this, maybe you'll put in the comments what that other sport is. But this sport has a handicap system. And this handicap system means that you can turn up to any club in the world. There's only about 50 of them, so there's not that many places to turn up and do it. But you can turn up to any club in the world, tell them your handicap, and they can put you against somebody who has a different handicap, and you can have a good game. You can be competent in that game. And that's what this does. So I used to play off 35, and I could turn up to a game and play against somebody who played off of 15, and I would start every game with more points than them, or there'd be places on this weird court you see in front of you where they wouldn't be able to hit it. Likewise, I can play against somebody higher than me. So there's no ego, there's no turning up saying what you like. I'm like, oh, I can hit a ball. You know, what it does is it allows you to really dial into being competent and having competence in playing against another partner. And that's where this performance arousal curve comes in. Now, this is by Yerkes-Dodson, as you can see, from 1908. So it's over 100 years old. And basically, it says that if arousal is too low, we get bored and performance is too low, is not going to be good. So again, going back to my real tennis analogy there, if I turn up and we don't know what score anybody is at playing, and I come across a really good player, I'm going to get not very bored. I'm going to get bored because my performance isn't high enough. But more importantly, they're going to get bored because they're not challenged enough. Think of it like Tiger Woods putting for to win a hole against a couple of mates. He's probably not that bothered by it. His arousal is not high, and then his performance is he's more likely to miss that putt. Likewise, if arousal's too high, let's say there's Tiger Woods trying to win the Masters and he's got one putt to do it, then panic almost sets in. It's too much arousal. It's too hard on your performance. So what you need to do is find what we call the Goldilocks zone. And that's where the arousal just meets the right level to allow you to perform. Now, that's exactly what real tennis does. And that's exactly where I think a lot of people fail in their habits. You see, most people do zero to everything. 5 sessions per week, perfect nutrition, 60-minute morning routines, 10 different supplement stacks all day, every day, and they have to hit it day after day. It's rules stacked on rules, and it doesn't give them any form of window to get competent. It's not competence building, it's cognitive overload. And so many people struggle with it. And they're the people like you who start, stop, can't continue with what they're doing because they are unable to find that arousal level. They're either in the panic mode or the bored mode, and they don't find that they can really drive home with that performance level that meets them where they're at. Now, that's why in my system I created, I found a way to create changeable habits that meet you where you're at. These aren't my habits, these are your habits. You pick the habits, and then we're going to assess them on a weekly 15-day basis, so tight 2 weekly basis, and find out exactly where you are. What we're going to do is, if a habit is good, we're going to remain there. If it's challenging enough, if it's in that Goldilocks zone, but maybe you're in that panic mode. Yeah, and you need to regress it. Regress isn't failure. Regress is saying, I picked something that I can't quite stick to. Can I change it? And can I get moving forward at a slightly easier habit? Something that is not going to make me give up altogether. You might decide to remain. It might be perfect. It might be in that Goldilocks zone. You really want to nail it in, drive it home, make it a habit, make it a lifelong, something that you always do. And then the other one is replace. Replace is, do you know what? This habit's either too hard completely, too easy now, or I need a different challenge because it doesn't fit my life right now, where I am, where I'm going. Might be going away on holiday and it just doesn't fit. So you might need to replace that habit. And when we map those against this curve, you can see remain is when you're really in that Goldilocks zone. Regress or replace, well, maybe it was too hard. Reinforce, make it harder if if it was too easy, or you replace it to a new habit altogether. And that's the beauty of this system that I built. It's a system that's designed to meet you where you're at. It's a system that is designed to actually feed into what are you going to be competent at right now. Not what you're good at, not what you're good at 2 weeks ago, a month ago. What are you going to be good at right now? And if you want to find out exactly where you stand, I've created a great little assessment for you to take. It's 5 simple questions and a little bit more of a deep dive if needed. And you'll find out exactly where you stack up on the 5 core habits within the Daily Core 5 system. If you want to know more about what the relatedness means, you can watch that video right here.